well known is, from a contrarian standpoint, good news. But on the company-specific level, Monsanto out today with really great earnings, guiding higher for 2008. So that agriculture sector and that whole cycle continues to be very bullish.
All right. Well, let's take a look now at some of the other top headlines. Thanks, guys. A big chill on the East Coast that could put the squeeze on Florida citrus growers. Farmers are trying to protect their crops from the cold winter weather in both Florida and Louisiana. And on the West Coast, a trio of rainstorms expected to hit Southern California starting today. Officials are urging homeowners in mudslide-prone areas to stock up on sandbags. And the New York Times reporting today that the Weather Channel is being put up for sale. The sale is part of a larger breakup of the channel's parent company, Landmark Communications. The Times says the deal could fetch more than $5 billion. Weather.com, the channel's website, is the 18th most popular site on the web. And late night TV hits the airwaves once again. 2 months into the writers' strike, Republican candidate Mike Huckabee headlined The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, while Hillary Clinton made a taped cameo appearance on David Letterman, who cut a separate deal with his writers. Meanwhile, members of the Writers Guild continue to walk the picket line. All right, those are some of the top stories today. Now it's time to turn the page, and I want you all to look in the papers and give me something really good. Connell, you have the Wall Street Journal, Robert, USA Today, Aaron, the FT, Ashley, the London Times. I'll give you a little while and give me something good. All right, guys, we've got 8 minutes until the bell rings. We'll go live to the New York Stock Exchange for a preview coming up next.
A chance to die. Can we dance into the fire? That fatal kiss is all we need.
It's not just about imagining your future. It's about knowing you'll get there. HSBC Direct Online Savings gives you 4.25% APY, 9 times the national savings average. And unlike CDs, you can withdraw cash anytime. Go to hsbcdirect.com and stay in control of your money while making more of it.
Next.
When the market moves, we're on it.
Bringing you the ups and downs of the day.
We've got our ear to the street on Fox Business.
Do you have a crushing tax debt? Is the IRS threatening to seize your wages or assets? Thousands of taxpayers just like you have turned to Tax Incorporated for help. Our attorneys will fight to slash your tax debt and stop aggressive IRS collections fast. If you owe the IRS or state more than $10,000 in tax debt, call our trusted legal team of tax relief experts for help. We can stop crippling wage garnishments and bank levies, file overdue tax returns, negotiate business payroll tax, and remove penalties and interest fast. Recent settlements include savings of $65,000, $95,000, and Stephen G. saved over $1.5 million after hiring Tax Incorporated. Don't take chances with this one-time opportunity to settle your tax debt. If you owe the IRS or state more than $10,000, put Tax Incorporated's legal team to work for you today and get the fresh start you deserve. Call now for a free consultation.
All right, welcome back to the opening bell. The bell is going to ring in just about 7 minutes. Let's go to Nicole Petallides down at the New York Stock Exchange with a preview of the trading day. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning, Alexis. I just finished talking with Doreen Morgovero, one of our guests that we have often here on Fox Business Network. She was talking about yesterday. Yesterday was just a perfect storm, she said. There was no way that equities had a chance, even right out of gate when we heard about the contraction in manufacturing. She did say there was one bright spot. I said, you found a bright spot? The bright spot was the FOMC meeting, the minutes from the FOMC meeting, saying that she was happy that they did not lean one way or another. In other words, that the Fed is going to basically take in the data and then make a decision. And she was happy about that, but the Fed doesn't seem to be leaning one way or another. As far as some stocks to watch today, got to keep an eye on a lot of the media companies because the Weather Channel basically could be sold for more than $5 billion. Some of the players that could be interested in purchasing the Weather Channel: NBC, News Corp, parent of this company, Comcast, Yahoo, Time Warner. So keep an eye on all of these. And I actually put up Comcast in particular because Wachovia came out this morning talking about Comcast and showing some concern about competition for Comcast. Conoco, that's one to watch as well. Ticker symbol COP, saying that it sees fourth quarter higher production, lower margins, boosting its quarterly output. So keep an eye on that one as well. We have have a lot of stocks to watch today. Oil hit a record, gold hit a record, stocks plunged yesterday. Today is certainly going to be a busy day. Back to you, Alexis.
All right, thanks very much, Nicole. It's time now for round two. We got about 5 minutes to the bell. What we'd like to talk about right now is one of the big outperformers in the stock market last year. That is the utility sector. Utility stocks up 17% on average last year. Is the dividend play the right play in this kind of environment, Connell?
It may be, especially when you consider that the dividends coming from these utilities are trusted by investors, as opposed to what we're seeing in the financial sector, where you can get a pretty good dividend, but I'm not so sure people trust that all those financials are going to actually end up paying those dividends.
Robert, what do you think?
Yeah, and obviously another benefit for this is that, people kind of flock to these in times of uncertainty, and also with interest rates going down, it's going to help these companies because they do a lot of borrowing and they can refinance at lower rates. So utilities definitely benefiting in a lower interest rate environment. Plus, it makes those dividends worth a little bit more as well.
Aaron, we're taking a look at some of these stocks. AES, AEP, Centerpoint, Dominion. I mean, there are a lot of big utility names, and they've had a great year last year, and nobody's talking about them. Why were they so successful, and how will they be in 08?
Well, I think you're right. I mean, it's not a sexy group to talk about, but they did have a phenomenal year last year, and part of it is people's a little bit of a flight to safety, the same reason that people were buying treasuries, which also outperformed stocks last year. They're going into the utilities, and I think Connell makes a great point about people are worried about the sustainability of the financial sector dividends. So dividend-focused investors are saying the utility, I feel much more comfortable that their dividends are going to be sustainable.
And as you rightly mentioned, their connection or correlation to the bond market. And if you look at the 10-year note, we're trading well below 4% right now, so they may be a great call in 08. Ashley, what do you think?
Absolutely, and in fact, the European utilities have had a very good year too. British Telecom, France Telecom. We've seen a lot of mergers and acquisitions in that area as well. But, just like the Treasuries, as you say, it's a safe haven. It's solid. Everyone needs utilities, so it's actually a pretty good bet. All
right, guys. Well, we'll leave it there. Very good. We're just a few minutes away from the market open. We're going to have live coverage of the opening bell coming up. All eyes on oil, and will this market go higher or lower based on yesterday's big move lower? We'll be right back.
The traders at TD Ameritrade are a demanding bunch. In fact, they want it all.
When I place an order, don't just fill it. Get me the best available price.
A better price means more money in my pocket.
That's why TD Ameritrade's proprietary order routing technology consistently seeks the best available price.
I've got quotes, charts, watch lists, just the way I want them.
Mission control, right here.
Command Center 2.0 lets you customize your trading space.
No risk, no reward. But I need to know what the risk is.
My secret? Back test?
Back test.
Back test.
Strategy Desk lets you back test your trading ideas to help you choose the best ones. And it's free. With superior tools like these, traders get what they want.
It's trader heaven.
Call or go to tdameritrade.com. Independence is the spirit that drives America's most successful investors.
Transfer your account today and get up to $300 cash, plus 30 days of free online stock trades.
Metal detecting is one of America's fastest growing outdoor activities.
I saw the metal detector ad on TV, and I've always wanted one. So I called.
Detectors are so easy to use now.
The whole family gets into it.
There's never been a better time to start detecting, so call for your free catalog today. And just for calling, we'll include White's Detecting Adventure Kit absolutely free. You'll get the Detecting Adventure DVD and White's 25 Best Kept Secrets to Finding Treasure with tips to help you find more. Call for your catalog and free kit now.
Tonight, a tale with a twist. Her famous pretzels raked in a ton of dough, but now she's cooking up something entirely new. Auntie Anne on her success and big plans to give back. Who's keeping score? Dave is on America's Nightly Scoreboard.
Welcome back to the opening bell. At the big board today, Bill Germanakis, winner of the NBC show The Biggest Loser, and his twin brother and fellow contestant Jim Germanakis are ringing the opening bell. And at the NASDAQ is Randy Bernard. He is the chief executive officer of Professional Bull Riders, Inc., along with Gavin Harvey, the president of Versus, and Adriano Moraz, a three-time professional bull rider world champion, all ringing the opening bell to kick off the Versus Invitational. I probably butchered all those names in great fashion. All right, the markets are open, so let's go to Nicole Petallides. What can we expect today? Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning, Alexis. You're talking about the biggest loser, bull riders. It's already an exciting morning. I also see that State Street is talking about raising some more capital, so keep an eye on State Street today. Right out of the gate, we are down 3 and now up 7. So I guess somebody stepped in and started buying. Some of the names to watch: Starbucks, SBUX, that's one to watch. Yesterday, Starbucks fell almost 6%. It was cut yesterday by Bear Stearns, concerned about competition, concerned that there were just too many of them. So keep an eye on Starbucks today. Also, as I mentioned, Weather Channel could be sold for more than $5 billion. So watch Comcast, GE, which is NBC, Time Warner, Yahoo, just to name a few. So keep an eye on those media stocks as well. Some of the other names to watch: FMC Technologies. UBS was talking about this one today. It was up $3, received an award to supply deep water subsea production systems. So that you keep an eye on that one. It's FTI is the ticker symbol. They did have a sell rating on that, though. Kroger, Barron's Weekly talking about Kroger, basically saying that the fuel, what we've been seeing in fuel is distorting some good things that are happening at Kroger, including good market share, good locations, passing food costs on to the customer. In other words, saying that Kroger, hey, they're doing well. So keep an eye on Kroger. They do have a buy rating, and the target $34. It's only at $25. So you're going to move, maybe they could move to the upside. Radio Shack, RSH, that's a valuation call. Basically, BMO Capital saying that they are raising it to a market perform from a peer perform. The valuation more in line. It has dropped 11% over the past month. RSH is the ticker symbol for Radio Shack and Conoco. Keep an eye, of course, on all the energy stocks, but Conoco in particular. COP seeing fourth quarter higher production, lower margins, boosting their quarterly output. But we had oil at $100 and gold at above $850 an ounce, closing at $857 an ounce. So it's going to be another busy day, Alexis.
All right, thanks very much, Nicole. Let's head over to Chicago and check in with Harry Michas. He's an equity trader at mfglobalmarketmonitor.com and is kind enough to come back. Harry, market's open right now. What are you taking a look at?
Just slightly higher right now. I think I wouldn't be surprised if we build up a little bit momentum on the upside, a little bit of short covering as we head into that crude oil number at 9:30 Chicago time. So I think Charlie's going to be focused on that. I think they're going to take a full commitment till after that number. But right now, I think a little bit of a short covering. But remember, if we close below 1469 today, I think that'd be a good indication we'll have some more negative downside pressure for the next few days.
You know, Harry, everybody says what happens in the first 5 days of trading is what happens the rest of 2008. Day one wasn't great. Do we expect the next 4 days to be rough?
Well, actually, I believe these first few weeks are actually going to be pretty much strong to the downside. But you know what? My overall opinion is that this market's going to be strong. I think this break, if it's a good substantial break, this is going to be the break to buy for the whole year. And I think we're going to have a good, strong market later on in the year.
All right, I like that call. Thanks so much, Harry.
You're welcome.
All right, well, the markets are open. It's time to get our 7 early movers from Fox Business Stock Setter Liz McDonald and Fox Business contributor Charles Payne. Good morning, guys. Give me some good ones.
Yeah, you know, Alexis, remember when we saw Chuck Prince stepping down from Citigroup, getting a sweet compensation deal, and we saw the same happening at Merrill Lynch with Stan O'Neill walking out the door with sweet compensation? You're seeing the same thing at E-Trade. Mitchell Kaplan finally stepping down from the board of E-Trade. Remember, E-Trade got hit with $3 billion in write-downs related to the subprime crisis. It also got a $1.5 billion capital infusion, $1.6 billion from Citadel. Now, Mitchell Kaplan is walking out the door with $10 million in cash compensation plus other compensation as well. So this is creating some bit of a backlash down on Wall Street that this gentleman is, again, another official walking out the door after driving his stock into the the tank. E-Trade stock is down 84% over the past year. And Overstock, over at Overstock.com, is also seeing its president walking out the door. A gentleman by the name of Jason Lindsay has resigned from the board, and he's basically saying that he will stay with the company to oversee special projects on a part-time basis. Overstock's shares trading down in pre-market trading. Basically, Jason Lindsay was with the company when it was founded. Patrick Byrne is still overseeing Overstock.com. Overstock.com has been under fire over accounting problems, posting a string of quarterly losses. Patrick Byrne is also facing the heat from Amazon.com. Finally, we're looking over at Textron, the big conglomerate that makes Cessna helicopters and golf carts, was downgraded Wednesday to hold from buy at Citi. He's basically citing the stock's more than 50% climb in 2007. Citi is saying in a note to investors that Textron's shares rose 52%, basically no more upside they're seeing in 2008. And finally, we're seeing another exit at State Street Corp. State Street has basically been insulated from the subprime crisis, but also facing some minor write-downs over at that firm. Investment unit, the chief resigned after the company set aside $279 million to cover legal costs from losses on subprime mortgages. The gentleman by the name of William Hunt, he's a chief executive officer of State Street Global Advisors, stepped down yesterday, and they're basically saying that James Phelan was named interim CEO of the unit, and that unit oversees about $2 trillion in assets, which is a big deal for the company.
Yeah, well, 279 is not a lot of million, but I guess it was a lot for State Street.
Enough to shove him out the door.
Yeah. Alexis, I've got 3 for you. One is called Tata Motors. It's a company based in India, and they're actually buying Jaguar. And I got to tell you, I think the stock is going to be up, but more interesting, social scientists. An Indian company buying the once crown jewel of British in industry. It's a really interesting story there, and just shows you which direction the world is going in. Netflix is another one. This is going to be a huge winner today. The company has announced that it will have a way of delivering television programming through LG, through a device by LG, and which is interesting because we had this before, but unless you really were a true computer geek, you could only get it on your PC. Now you'll be able to get this on your home television. This should be a really big deal for Netflix, who somehow continues to be, prevalent in its market. And finally, Monsanto. I kind of went out of place there, but Monsanto, they reported their earnings today up 300% year over year. I got to tell you, this is somewhat of a boring sector. People hear agriculture, fertilizer, stuff like that. This is where it's really at. These guys are not going to cover off the ball. This stock is going to be among the largest winners today. They also raised their guidance for next year, and they're going to have strong cash flow.
Wow, that is on fire. All right, guys, thanks so much. That was a great 7 early movers. Well, what else is going on in the world? It's time to turn the page and find out. I gave you a little bit of time. Connell, let's get started with you. You have the Journal.
I did, and there's a lot of good stories in the Journal today, but the one I picked here I think might be best for our motley crew of panelists on this program. It says here that a man's new best friend, it's in the Journal headline and on B12 on Style, diamonds, gold, and pearls. Apparently, men's jewelry sales more than doubled.
Bling.
Yeah, a little bling bling. From 04 to 06, they more than doubled. Now, Harris Interactive did a poll on this, kind of surprised me. More than half the men they surveyed said that they view grown men wearing jewelry other than watches, wedding bands, and cufflinks as fashionable and sophisticated.
Oh, yeah, you're going to roll out that Rolex, right? All right, Ashley, what about you? Times of London.
I'm just so glad I didn't wear my diamond earrings today. It would have been embarrassing. Hey, great story. This is a French clothing giant Lacoste is waging a battle with a British dentist over the logo. Very quickly, that's the Lacoste crocodile. This is the logo that the dentists use. Yes, they're the same, but they've been going to court, and the dentist has won every time. They've just won again. But what makes me laugh is Lacoste says that this could cause confusion among shoppers and people who may need a tooth filling. Well, if I see an alligator outside a dentist office, I don't think I'm going to be buying a polo shirt in there. So I just think it's silly.
All
but funny.
right. Aaron, you've got the FT. What do you think?
Well, in honor of the caucuses tonight in Iowa, the FT has a story, Sparse Resumes Perplex Old Hands, and it's about how Joe Biden and Chris Dodd and Bill Richardson are saying, what about us? Hillary Clinton's talking about all her experience, but she's only been in the Senate 6 years. And as Joe Biden says, there's not a major bill I know with Hillary's name on it. And forget about Obama and Edwards. So if this is what the Democrats are saying, what are the Republicans going to be saying when we get to the general election?
All right, Robert, USA Today.
Yeah, I'm calling an audible here, Alexis. We're going to ESPN.com. Chris Mortensen is reporting that Bill Parcells, it's a new day, a new era in Miami. Cam Cameron is out after that 1-15 season, but not necessarily a big shocker. Will be a big shocker, though, if he names himself as coach. We'll have to wait and see, but he is the director of personnel down there.
Yeah, boy, do those Dolphins need him. All right, I'm going to dig deep here. We got the New York Post. What's your sign?
Pisces.
You're a Pisces. All right, let's go to the horoscope. Ooh, Pisces, you seem to be under the impression that you are being taken for granted, that the powers that be do not value your talents highly enough.
I don't feel that way here.
Guys, we value him, right?
Maybe like my employer, yes, but not at Fox Business News. No way.
All right, guys, good job. We're 10 minutes into the trading day. How the markets are moving and a look at what's making news today. That's up next on The Opening Bell.
Imagine a place that brings you pleasure, a place that comforts you like nothing else. And what if you could go there tonight and every night? Welcome to Tempur-Pedic. At Tempur-Pedic, we don't simply bring you a bed to sleep on. We believe a bed should do more. Unlike mattresses with old-fashioned metal springs that can wear out and sag, our unique Swedish Tempur material will feel like a brand new bed every single night for years and years of comfort. Always soft where you want it and firm where it needs to be. This bed will make you feel good all over, because here we believe in nighttime renewal for both body and mind. We invite you to learn more about our science and experience our soul. Welcome to Tempur-Pedic. Welcome to bed.
If you're in debt to the IRS for $10,000 or more, you don't have to take desperate measures to settle your account. All you have to do is put the right people to work for you, and that's as simple as calling this number. You'll speak to a tax expert who can help you negotiate a settlement that's significantly less than the actual amount you owe.
They saved my business.
I owed $30,000 and paid a fraction of it.
Call this number and get your case settled for less. Now, you only have a small window of time to settle, so act now.
Tonight, more money in the new year. Forget the gym and start improving your financial health. Dave's got tips to make your resolution stick. Healthy, wealthy, and wise on The Dave Ramsey Show.
Welcome back to The Opening Bell. 12 minutes into the trading day. What's moving markets? Let's check in with Robert Gray for the latest headlines. Good morning again, Robert.
And good morning, Alexis. Well, no $100 just yet again today. We're looking at crude actually moving a little bit lower, waiting for the inventory data in about 45 minutes. That will be market moving for sure. Also, following shares of Monsanto, you heard Charles talking about it. The stock trading up at a record after those earnings, well ahead of estimates from Wall Street, and also their forecast boosting it for the full year. And you see, look at that climb for Monsanto up to record levels today. And also State Street moving the markets today. Now they're taking fourth quarter charges, shoring up their balance sheet, saying they're looking for ways to raise capital without diluting shareholders' equity. So basically not looking to issue new shares. And you see the stock jumping up. In fact, State Street now at a new 52-week high. So we are seeing the stock moving higher here in today's trading. Back down to you.
All right. Thanks very much, Robert. Well, I gave you my predictions yesterday about what I think will happen in 2008. As you may recall, number 2, I said, was that M&A would have a blockbuster year. Roger Aguinaldo is the CEO and publisher of the M&A Advisor. He joins me now to discuss whether or not I'm going to make some money or lose some money. Probably going to lose some money.